can't believe this needs to be said. Fans back national CFB commentator Tim Brando as he rips CFP live coverage. College fans are unhappy with ESPN's coverage of the first round of this year's college football playoff. This season, the tournament expanded to allow 12 teams to compete. ESPN had 2 playoff games last week. One matchup was the number 7 Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 12-1, versus the number 10 Indiana Hoosiers, 11-2, 8-1 Big Ten, in the first round of the All-State Sugar Bowl on December 20th. Fox Sports commentator Tim Brando spoke out against the coverage on X, Twitter on Monday as he also linked to an awful announcing article criticizing ESPN. Fans have chimed in on Brando's tweet in support of his comments. "I can't believe this needs to be said, but thank you for being an advocate of winning games and not just compiling the best roster on paper. ESPN coverage dropped the ball on this new format and the opportunity to showcase the expanded CFP instead of bash it. New fan bases, teams were included this year and were beyond excited only to hear media pundits criticize their accomplishments to be included. Do better." ESPN's Sean McDonough and Kirk Herbstreit make negative comments during CFP coverage. ESPN commentator Sean McDonough covered Notre Dame's matchup against Indiana. In the fourth quarter, with 2:51 left, Notre Dame had a 24-point advantage over their opponents. The commentator called the game a dud, and later questioned why Indiana deserved a playoff spot more than other teams. McDonough continued to question how the College Football Playoff Committee allowed the Hoosiers to compete in the playoffs and suggested that they reconsider their selection process next year. "I think they need to lose the assumption that the SEC and the Big Ten are clearly head and shoulders above everybody else, particularly the Big Ten." The Hoosiers scored 14 points within the final 2 minutes of the game. Notre Dame won 27-17 in the All-State Sugar Bowl to advance to the quarterfinals, where it will face the number 2 Georgia Bulldogs. ESPN's college football analyst Kirk Herbstreit commented on the contest during College Game Day on December 21st. He also felt Indiana showed why they shouldn't have competed in the playoffs over other teams. Indiana was outclassed in that game. "It is not a team that should have been on that field when you consider other teams that could have been there. It's no knock on Indiana. They had a great year, but we've got to move forward with the playoff and hope that the committee does a better job of weighing who the best 12 are versus who is the most deserving." ESPN will cover all 4 college football playoff quarterfinal games: Penn State versus Boise State, Texas versus Arizona State, Ohio State versus Oregon, and Notre Dame versus Georgia.